For many people around the world, China is like this fruit. You've been told your whole life that this is a lime, but when you cut into it, you find out that it's something entirely different. Today, I want to talk about some of the misconceptions of Beijing. Let's start with growth in sky rises. I've heard people will say, oh, Beijing is just a skyrise city. It might be on its way of being a very vertical city, but at the moment it's not. And it's not because there's still so many Hutongs left. They are traditional housing with super narrow alleyways. You can actually get lost in these Hutongs because they just go on forever. And it's really cool because there's these little neighborhoods and they're just beautiful, they're super peaceful, they're great to walk through.
We're trying not to invade people's space, like we don't want to just barge into their houses, we just kind of want to see what it's like here, but I think it's so beautiful, it's so cool.
And they have all different types of Hutongs in Beijing, so they have the more new ones, they're more developed for tourists. They're great to walk through. They have lots of shops or places to buy tea.
谢谢。What?
Good. I'm so happy right now. Unfortunately, they are knocking down these Hutongs and they are replacing them with sky rises, so eventually the city will most likely be a more dense and vertical city, but at the moment it's not as much as you might think. Let's talk about those subway lines. A very common misconception is that the metro is just insane, it's overcrowded. It's actually one of the best metro systems in the world, in my opinion. Before coming to China, my brother sent me this video of the metro system and people jumping all over people, and it was just absolutely crazy. Yes, there are differences between rush hour and regular hours, like in all parts of the world. It's no different in China. In fact, we were on the metro system at rush hour. During the week, our metro was fine. Depending on where the people live and where the people work, certain lines will be more crowded than others, but they're not all like that. It's just like the rest of the world. Let's talk about another misconception that may surprise you. I'm not really sure.
That's the scorpions right there.
They're alive. I won't eat them alive. Is the eating of bugs and other strange delicacies. We are here at Wangfujing Snack Street, and I'm with Jordan from Travelite and Colin from Colin Broadcast. And yeah, we're gonna try some crazy foods. What are you guys gonna try? Scorpion.
The scorpion seems, I don't know, I'm on the edge of this one.
Other parts of Asia have a history of eating bugs, but the thing you need to understand is that it's not in Beijing. It's in other parts of China, it's in other parts of Asia, it's not in Beijing. In Beijing, it's actually a tourist trap. When we went to Wangfujing Snack Street, the guys even preparing the bugs, they seemed disgusted by what they were making. And the Chinese people, of everybody, were the most disgusted with what we were eating.
I know. I couldn't. Come on, try a little bit. Take a little bit.
That's not that bad.
Exactly like pork rinds. That's exactly what it is.
That's a really weird taste. About my fourth misconception, air quality. The common misconception is that Beijing is always polluted. In fact, that just China in general is always polluted. But the truth is that the pollution levels fluctuate. When Jordan and I were in Beijing, we were lucky enough to have just this perfect blue, sunny sky week. First day that I checked the air quality index just on my iPhone, it said that it was very good. But like I said, the air quality fluctuates. When I checked it again the day after we left, the air quality was showing me that it was unhealthy for all groups. In no way am I saying that pollution in Beijing is not a problem. It is a problem. In the wintertime, it is significantly worse due to two reasons. Number one, the heating of homes and buildings, and number two, temperature inversion. Now let me explain what temperature inversion is. Heat always rises, but cold air sinks, and it stays on the surface. Now in the morning, when factories open up, when cars start, when everything just starts up in the city, all the pollutants in the air get stuck in the surface where the cold air is. And cold air is really dense, it's heavy. It's essentially just getting trapped in the city, and that's why you'll see pictures of people putting their hand out like this and they can't see it, is because of this problem in the winter. The last misconception I want to talk about is Beijing being overcrowded. It's not as crowded as you think. In fact, sometimes you're on the street and you're the only one there. China is the most populated country in the world. That is fact, followed by India. The difference in China, things are huge. Places are huge. Cities are huge. To give you an example, let's talk about Tiananmen Square. Just got to Tiananmen Square. Excited to check it out. Tiananmen Square is a place that everybody will go, most likely if they visit Beijing. During the day, yes, it's probably a tourist nightmare. It's so crowded, you probably shouldn't go there. So here's a travel hack. Go at night. We're right in the middle. This is insane. And you'll see that it's not as crazy and overcrowded. And that's a very big tourist spot. We came here right after sunset. Yeah. There's not a lot of people. Well, I guess comparable to during the day. It's not hot. And just really cool experience. Picture? Okay. Oh, okay. I'm not important enough for the picture. I'm not really loved for some reason. Dude. Like, did I not look good today? Like, is there something wrong with my hair, my face? I think that's all I have to say for misconceptions. Those are the ones I think are the most important, because it's really cool when you discover the truth, when you visit a place and you are like, wow, it's so different than how other people described it, or wow, social media really did them wrong. And that's why I love traveling, is because I get to see the truth for myself and I get to make my own opinions. These are just what I see, this is what I think, and this is what I'm sharing with the world. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Like always, remember to subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.
It's okay, you can go.